Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Oh my god, you have no idea how happy I am to be recording this. Hello, welcome. As you see by the title, today we're going to be reorganizing my bookshelves, and man, has this been a long time coming. I have had my bookshelves organized like this for probably like 4 years at this point. We just need a renewal. I feel like over the past like 3 months, every time I look at my shelves, I'm just like, this is not the vibe that I want to be curating. You know, like I just need to reorganize it. Like my brain has a different way of thinking about books now than I did when I originally set this up. We're literally redoing the whole thing. Like everything is going to get moved. So this video today is going to be a multi-step project. I am not doing it all in one day. I am going to be splitting this video up into a few different parts, and there's a few different reasons for that. I filmed every book on my physical TBR earlier this year. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it down below. And I just like had a come to Jesus moment, you know, like where I'm just like, I need to read these books that are on my shelf that I have not read yet, or I need to get rid of them. Like why do I have books on my shelf that I haven't read yet, that I like could potentially be a 2-star? Like I don't like that feeling. I only want things on my shelf that I know are a 5-star or high 4-star. Like I don't want stuff on my shelf that I'm not loving. Do you know what I mean? And right now, the theme of my bookshelves is that everything is kind of organized by genre loosely, and I have TBR mixed with books that I've already read, and I just like don't want that format anymore. I want to redo it. So first part of this video today is going to be taking all of the books on my physical TBR off of my shelves, and I'm going to be putting them in a different part of my room. I'll show you in just a second how everything's going to be set up, but that's going to be the first part of the video. The second part of the video is going to be rearranging the shelves, and I can't do that yet. I have ordered a few different books that you probably have seen in an haul that I did recently. Probably I'll link it down below if it's been up. It should have been posted at this point. Those books have still not come in yet, so I'm waiting for those to arrive. And then once we get those in, I'm going to reorganize the shelves, kind of more based on series vibes. Like I need a second Sarah J. Maas shelf. I want to have a Brandon Sanderson shelf, and I want to just like redo kind of this fantasy bookshelf in total. So that is the goal of today's video. We are going to be completely redoing these shelves, and the first part of it we're going to be talking about is my TBR. So let's just get into it. Okay, so first part of this video is going to be taking off the books on the shelves that are part of my physical TBR, but there are going to be a few exceptions to that. So for example, I can guarantee you I am not reading The Wheel of Time at any point in the near future, okay? But I literally have all of these Wheel of Time books that Reed has already read, like you can see over here, and I don't have enough room on the places that I'm going to be putting my physical TBR to take like full 7 to 10 book series off of these shelves. The books that I'm talking about for more of like my physical TBR are more of these like lit fic books. Like this is a jumble of TBR and already read books, and like I don't like that. So yeah, I'm kind of gonna do just what makes sense in my brain. I'm not gonna take every single book that is like part of a big long series off of these shelves unless it's in my like immediate future I'm going to be reading. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm literally just gonna do what makes sense in my brain. Okay, last thing I want to do before we get started is I'm gonna do a quick overview of just like what these shelves look like and the new places for the physical TBR. Okay, so here is an overview of the bookshelves right now. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a pan down. So you can see on the right, I have an entire shelf full of fantasy stuff here, and the shelf on the left is more like literary fiction, and then at the bottom we have some like mystery thriller and a little bit of fantasy stuff. So this is what we're starting with. All right, so over here is my TBR cart. This is where I'm going to put most of my physical TBR with the exception of this top row. This top row is like my immediate TBR, like books I'm trying to get to within the next month or so and my library checkouts. But the bottom row is going to be full of physical TBR. And lastly, over here, this is going to be the other space I'm going to be putting my physical TBR. I can't put any physical TBR on these 2 rows because I have grow lights underneath here to help with my plants, but I don't have any other more bookshelves in this room, so this is what's gonna have to do. I have these little like pot bookends that I'm going to be using at the top. You can put a plant in here, but I don't really want to have a live plant right next to my books in case there's like mold and stuff, but I do have bookends that I'm going to be able to use, so maybe I'll get some fake flowers or stuff to put in here. So yeah, I'm going to be piling books on top here and then also on the bottom shelf. All right, so step 1 of this process is taking all of the physical TBR off of these shelves. Sorry if the mic is a little bit echoey in this room. Sometimes that happens. I can't use the corded one right now, so just don't even worry about it. But I'm gonna put on some music. I'm so excited. It is like, I've just been having so much pent up energy to do this for so long, and I'm so excited. So let's get to it. That bookshelf is literally empty right now. Like, it is barren. Let's get to this one. All right, here's all the books we have to find a different home for. Is this going to be possible? I don't know. Let's do it. Okay, I love this. Like, all of these are the exact same height, which is really aesthetically pleasing. My last shelf I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna use a shelf on the bottom here because I don't really have any other room in this place. So I'm just gonna use the bottom shelf to put these last few on. Okay, so that completes step one of the project. I'm gonna take a break now because I've been doing this for like an hour, but I just want you to know the shelves that I have like taken all of the books off of, that is not the final composition of those shelves, okay? I just need a break for a little bit and we're gonna come back with part two where I have the books that I have hauled, and then I'm gonna be rearranging these shelves to make them more aesthetically pleasing and more what my mind is feeling. So I'm gonna do a quick overview of the books that I have now placed on new shelves, and then we'll get to the part two. What's up, people? Hi, are you ready? Am I already. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I've been waiting all week to do this. I filmed the last clip for this last weekend, and these books have just been sitting on my floor, ready to get organized onto my shelves for the last week. And I have the perfect opportunity to do it because tomorrow my reading chair is coming and I literally have to reorganize the whole room in anticipation for getting my reading chair. So we have since taken the old chair out and now I have so much room for activities. It's incredible, okay? I am so excited because we're gonna do the reorg, okay? We're gonna redo all of the bookshelves and I just need to take you through my thinking process as to how I'm gonna do this. So I have all the books that I have recently hauled sitting over here on my floor, okay? Didn't need to show that, it's kind of messy. But the goal is I want to be able to orient these, like I want to have shelves dedicated to either genres or series, okay? Like I want to do Sarah J. Maas shelf. I probably have enough books to do a Crescent City shelf on its own. Now I have enough editions to do a special Sarah J. Maas like special edition shelf, which stoked about, okay? I want to do a literary fiction shelf. I want to do a sci-fi shelf. And I want to do a Brandon Sanderson shelf. How I have the books stacked right now is like I have two kind of high fantasy shelves up here with like Brandon Sanderson and Robert Jordan. We're gonna move these, okay? While I do appreciate Brandon Sanderson and Robert Jordan, first of all, never read The Wheel of Time, but these are taking up prime real estate in my videos. You know, like I want to have the series that mean the most to me in the forefront. Okay, so we need to just like rearrange these for a sec. I don't know, I'm gonna tell you my vibes, but honestly, we're going straight off of how I'm feeling on a whim, okay? Like we're going off of vibes. I'm gonna try and like rearrange the shelves how I think I want, let it sit with me for a second, might have to go back and rearrange, okay? But this is what I was thinking. You know, I want Sarah J. Maas shelf, special edition, Sarah J. Maas shelf, non-special edition, Brandon Sanderson, Cosmere, probably Wheel of Time, Robert Jordan, because we have all those books. I wanna do like a sci-fi type shelf, and probably literary fiction shelf, and then a general like fantasy romance like of series that I don't have shelf. So I think I just need to start playing around with it and like figure out what speaks to me and what my vibe is. But yeah, I think we just need to get going. Oh, the other thing is that I'm also filming like a room redecoration vlog, and I think I have to like move around some of my TBR stuff in terms of fitting this chair in the room, because this chair is huge. It's like a lounger chair. Okay, that's irrelevant to this video. Let's just get going on the bookshelf reorganization. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so quick update on this shelf down here. I decided to make this my more or less nostalgic shelf. These are the original Harry Potter books that I got when I was a kid and read as a kid, AKA they are split and broken and just have seen some days, you know, and they're not the prettiest, but no part of me ever wants to get rid of these. You know, these are like my heart and soul, okay? So even though they look like not pretty, I'm just gonna keep them down here. You know, I want them still on my shelves, but just in like a little bit of a like moment. You know what I mean. And I decided I have these like special edition Harry Potter like box set that I got, which I'm more than in love with. And I think I'm actually gonna make like a classic type of fantasy shelf at the top of the bookshelves, almost similar to the classics shelf that I have on the other bookshelf. And I'm still kind of workshopping these other two shelves here. So let's do that classic fantasy shelf next. Okay, friends, we are like halfway done. I have my idea for the next part of it. We've gotten fantasy romance on this shelf essentially, and we've gotten, well, I guess this is fantasy romance too, but more classic fantasy with up here and down here. What I'm thinking next is doing general fantasy romance right here, and then doing like more fantasy sci-fi in this, on these two shelves, like doing like Robin Hobb, Robert Jordan, things of that genre on these two shelves. Let's try that out, see what we think. Okay, so I can officially say I have completed this bookshelf here. Very proud of myself. I honestly love it. Like, I'm obsessed with the Cosmere shelf and the Sarah J Maas shelf. And I love how I took the Harry Potter books out of their case and like actually put them on the shelves on the top. I know you can't see that right now. But yeah, I just feel like this represents more of what I want to put out in the world in terms of like my love of books. You know, I just really enjoy how this looks. It got a little weird with the mass market paperbacks down here, but I think I figured it out. I do really like how I placed my little time turner thing with the wheel of time. That was a nice touch. So now moving on to this shelf over here. We got some work to do. We got some work to do in this category right here, okay? I don't have enough fantasy romance to actually have my own fantasy romance shelf other than Sarah J. Maas. So we're gonna work on that in the future. I need to do a little graphic novel space. I need to do nonfiction, and I need to do literary fiction. I actually ended up moving my TBR because I did a TBR shelf here originally, but I actually moved it to the other one, which I don't know, I just think I like that better. This just is all cohesive with its fantasy theme. So I don't know, we're gonna have to play around with this. I'm thinking nonfiction on the lower part, and then fiction and graphic novels on the third shelf up. So let's do this shelf.
I'm hushing the dog on the chain. I'm running up stones on the edge of the bank. Rally the troops for another refrain. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself. I'm buried beneath the sand. There's no way to speak or reach out my hand. Watching the paper slowly unfold, bracing for news that I can't bear to hold, while I'm singing this song to myself. I sing this softly to myself. Tore up my jeans on the fence. This iron road I cannot bend, but my walking is lighter when I walk with a friend. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself.
All right, everybody, well, there you have it. That is my 2024 bookshelf reorganization video. Honestly, I'm in love, okay? I am truly in love with how this turned out. Like, specifically this shelf is probably my favorite one. I did do a little bit of rearranging, especially on like these bottom shelves. Like, I moved one of the Brandon Sanderson books down so I could actually like display all of the 4 here of the Stormlight Archives. And honestly, I am just in love with how this turned out. Like, it just feels so much more fantasy forward, you know? This is exactly how I want my reading taste to be conveyed to the world. And I also really like how I have my TBR now not on my bookshelves, because now this is like representative of my favorite books. If you guys have made it this far into the video, leave a star emoji in the comments below, because these are all my favorite books and we're finally displaying them in a manner that I am obsessed with. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.